Welcome back to the Wiener Neustadt Stadium. We are in Austria. This is a World Cup qualifying game. England need 1 point to qualify for the World Cup 2023. Alongside me, Ian Wright and Karen Carney. And Karen, sometimes you can forget a game like this has a massive, massive importance when you're coming off all the hype of the Euros. They've still got a big job to do today.
Yeah, look, qualification to the World Cups here at stake. Get it done here today. As you said, regroup, refocus. And this is another opportunity. And might not necessarily be about the performance, but it's about the result today.
What about the idea of having that target on their backs now that they are European champions?
We're good enough to have the target on our back, and what this does and what this stadium does, and the fact that we only need a point to qualify for the World Cup, it focuses their minds again, because that's what top teams do, that's what the best teams do. They deal with the situation, and we're good enough to do that now.
Rachel Daly came out and said, look, pressure is a privilege. You enjoy it. You've got that on your back, and it's something that perhaps they will look forward to playing through.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned dominance in women's football for this team, and they can absolutely do it. And you're right, you have to deal with these moments. You have to deal with the pressures. The Germanys, the USA of old had that and dealt with it, and this is what we have to deal with now.
The last couple of games, as we mentioned, are a little bit tighter than this. 1-0 to England against Austria. What can they do today out here in Austria? Like I said, just 1 point they need to qualify for the World Cup 2023. The teams are now, as you can see there, they are out and they are on their way. Let's hand over to your commentary team with Lucy Ward. But first, Sarah Hutchinson.
Well, Austria welcomes the European champions, and for a fan of England, how good does that sound? The Lionesses lit up Europe. Now they will work to win the World Cup. But to have that chance, they need to complete the job they'd already started before the Euros. For Wiegmann's undefeated, they only need to continue what they've been doing for the past 12 months for 90 more minutes. And if they do, the World Cup will include these so far invincible inspirations. Anthems before the action. And even before the anthems, a presentation for 3 of the Austrian players that have surpassed 100 appearances for their country: Sarah Zadrazil, Karina Wenninger and Sarah Puntigam. A special moment. Zadrazil picking up her 100th cap in the defeat to Germany at the Euros. Wenninger and Puntigam reaching the landmark during the lockdown period. So this is the first chance for them in front of their supporters to be recognised for their achievements. Zadrazil, such a key player for this Austria side. So Puntigam and Wenninger. Wenninger, the heart of the defence, the rock in the defence that's kept England to 1-goal victories. But now the anthems.
For the national anthem of England. Und nun die österreichische Bundeshymne. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Austria.
European champions England in action for the first time since they took the title, and all the action is after this short break. So Austria against England, England looking for a draw to qualify for the World Cup. This is the Austria 11, and they name the same 11 that lost to Germany in the Euros quarter-final, and 9 of that side faced England at Old Trafford at the start of the competition, including the Arsenal duo Laura Wienreuter and Manuela Zinsberger. As for England, 3 changes from the side that started the Wembley final. No White and no Kirby for contrasting reasons, while Rachel Daly is on the bench. So it's the Manchester United dynamic duo of Alessia Russo and Ella Toone who'll have to make an impact from the start. Alex Greenwood comes in at left back. Captain Leah Williamson, what an achievement for her, what an achievement for England. And up against her side they didn't face too long ago, an Austria side who proved difficult to beat and had their chances against Germany in the quarter-finals, but couldn't take them in the end. And a side that has shown that they can be a tricky proposition for anybody. The stadion, Wiener Neustadt, is small but in a picturesque location, just under an hour's drive south of Vienna. Both sets of players taking the knee as well, a reminder to stand against all forms of discrimination. Well, away we go. Only 1 point needed, but no point to prove for Sarina Wiegman's team of title winners. Lucy, what an incredible summer that was for English football.
Yeah, I mean, what these girls did was absolutely unbelievable. I think it was such a powerful, emotional moment for them, for the girls whose shoulders they stood on in the past, and also the ones for the future. And I think that they've everything to play for now for the future, for World Cups, Olympics and Euros to come.
Maybe a team that can play with freedom. And Beth Mead going to win that ball back and ends up conceding the free kick. But what a tournament she had. Starting out on the left for England, who won it straight back. Williamson to Greenwood. Looking for the run of Toone, who always makes those sort of runs. Breaks from midfield. Toone to Mead. And Greenwood. Toone, Zadrazil with a foot in to win that back. Very familiar opposition, this, for England.
Yeah, really well organised. You know, the manager, Foreman, and she is one of the up-and-coming coaches in women's football as well, and tactically really fluid. Can switch between formations, but they won't make it easy for England, that's for sure.
Melly Bright, a reminder that England haven't conceded a goal in qualification. Looking to be on the front foot in these early stages, but lost by Stanway, and maybe Dunst, who can cause a problem from long range, and that's long way wide. But Barbara Dunst was the player who drew the first save of qualifying for Mihri Earps last year, and maybe those 2 saves that Earps did make in that particular qualifier signalled to Sarina Wiegman she would be the one between the sticks for her come competition time.
Yeah, we've watched Dunstan at Euros as well. Very, very impressive, and it's a good example there of how Austria will play. They'll set themselves up defensively, but when they do win the ball back, as quick as they can forward.
Wienreuter doing just that. Impressive young fullback. Kira Walsh. Right, too much on the pass. It's this small stadium. The capacity, seating capacity of 3,000, about 2,700 tickets sold. That's the maximum they could sell for this one. A far cry from a full Wembley, a far cry from the full stadium in Stoke this coming Tuesday, but a World Cup qualifier that needs negotiating all the same. And England have experience in these sort of stadiums, having already played away to Latvia, away to Luxembourg and away to North Macedonia. Austria, the toughest away opposition in the group, who still have slim hopes of overhauling England, but to do that they have to beat the Lionesses.
It's actually a good test of everyone's mentality. Probably one of the strongest parts of the game, England, in the summer was their mentality, how they stayed in that bubble and didn't let pressure affect them. But this is different now. They can come here, they can try and get the 3 points. We know they only need 1, but it's a good opportunity, you know, to start the next phase of the development.
With the likes of Ellen White, Jill Scott retiring, huge experience, all in the squad now. There's Greenwood. Toon to Mead. Now Millie Bright. If England get a chance, they love to impose themselves with possession and direct play as well. And Hemp finding a bit of space, deciding to check back in the end. They had initially got in behind. Here's Walsh. Hemp moving again. Williamson. Ball from Williamson. Heavy touch though from Stanway. Zadrazil, a calm presence in that midfield for Austria.
Yeah, that's the way in for England. In behind, it was quite a high line really from Austria, but you can see as soon as they caught up with Lauren Hemp in behind on the right, then they all get back as a unit. So it will be difficult to penetrate the back line, but England will need to be patient, and we've seen that a lot through the summer.
They can shown they can deal with most issues that come their way. It's an excellent defensive record under Serena Wiegmann, and a very good goal-scoring one indeed. But a test for their defence here, Zadrazil and Mead doing defensive work there. Snuffing out that Austria attack. Walsh to Hemp. Maybe the Austrian fans that are in the ground getting behind their side early on. Even in small grounds like this, you can sometimes feel the fans' presence even more. Hear individual calls and shouts, I assume, Lucy?
Yeah, I mean, you look at this Austrian team, and there was the surprise package in 2017 Euros, and it's so obviously no surprise that the performances they put out. I mean, they made 2 mistakes against Germany in the quarter-final. And played really well, so, you know, really competitive, so they deserve a crowd watching them, that's for sure.
Toon linking up with Mead. Able to get Russo involved so far, but Greenwood digging that cross out, and Hemp arriving, and that's dropped to Russo. That's a finish. What a finish. Well, we're used to seeing those from Alessia Russo. Ruthless Russo. And that's taken England no time at all. At it again. England showing quality again.
Yeah, I actually thought the chance had gone. I mean, it's a terrific ball from Greenwood because they got in the way of each other, but just instinctive. You know, when you've got a goal scorer and they're instinctive in front of goal, that's exactly what Russo, I think it was Toon that got in the way of Hemp, but sticking a leg out right into the space, Zinsberger, absolutely no chance. They needed to defend that well, Austria, and they didn't.
Well, Alessia Russo replacing Ellen White from the start. And no problem in making an impact from the start. And just the start for England.
So it's a great start for England, but Former will not be happy with their Austrian team that pride themselves on the way that they defend. And I think Russo is continuing as she left off in the Euros.
It's that fantastic scoring record that Ellen White had, but several young players in this England team who are racking up the goals with not many caps, and that's the state of affairs of this England side. So impressive. Her 9th goal, just her 14th cap. Alessia Russo. Bright. Looking for Hemp. Such a weapon for England. Hemp, can she pick the right pass? Not quite, but Russo's in again. And probably an easier chance for her, but she couldn't take it that time.
Now we know all about Lauren Hemp. This time playing down the right-hand side, getting in behind, but ball's bouncing about. It's just giving England an opportunity. She probably actually had more time than she thought she had. Alessia Russo couldn't really get enough on it, but I wouldn't have thought that England come here, Seb, and expected to get in front of goal as many times as they have in the opening minutes.
Yeah, this Austria side managed to keep England at bay for the 2 games they played against them in the last year. England haven't found it easy, but you just feel with this particular game, the difference between this game and that opening game of the year is at Old Trafford. They've got something to make them feel relaxed now. There's medals in their pockets.
Yeah, and also the time of year as well, in terms of the periodisation. We're in pre-season, really, just about to come into the season, and both teams a couple of them have played games, competitive games in Champions League, but it's not quite at the peak that they were in the summer.
Ball played forward by Bronze. Now Hemp. Bronze again, looking to link up. England a side who have options everywhere, really. It's not working down one side, they can cause problems down the other side. Mead.
Tell you what, they just look confident. It's just oozing confidence, even though it's early on in the season. England, they've got a spring in the step. You know, this success in the summer has definitely done that for them.
Beautiful pass across from Bright, and Greenwood trying to feed Mead. What about the competition Beth Mead had? Player of the tournament, top goal scorer. What a year she's had after the disappointment of Tokyo.
Tell you what, there's nothing more powerful than a player with a cause, and I think that's what Beth Mead had. You know, she's always been a top player, but she just raised the level of her game because she felt that that was her tournament to do so.
And knowing the competition as well, Chloe Kelly pushing her on in that wide area. But both had their moments. Here's Bronze. Oh, that's a loose pass. And it presented an opportunity here, but England getting the bodies back. Oh, the shot flashed over by Hickelsberger-Fuller, who can be a dangerous player for Austria, and one of those who hasn't faced England before. But a big opportunity for the home side.
Yeah, and you don't really want to give, as an England player, any encouragement whatsoever to Austria, because they have got the players to hurt you, but just the players that surround it. Greenwood got herself back in. Mary Earps there, not really troubled, but that could have been a different story.
Very quick player, Hickelsberger-Fuller. Made a real impression at the European Championships. Just a moment there to give Austria some hope, and they have created chances against England in their previous 2 matches and already in this game.
Yeah, and just having that little bit of encouragement has just raised the intensity of the Austrian team in terms of running about. The crowd got a little bit loud, and when you come away, that's what you don't want to do. Just to try and keep the opposition at a lull.
Here's 2. Mead, and I suppose Serena Wiegmann was saying we can be confident. There's that thin line, isn't there? Between that and complacency, which you partly forgive as a fan, but certainly not the manager.
Listen, she just is so straight talking. We talked about ruthless being the word, and she's been incredibly impressive throughout. Serena Wiegmann, the way she deals with the players, they know exactly where they stand. There's no room for manoeuvre. You either get on with it or you're not part of it, and I think that has been clear that that's a massive part of the reason for the success.
Henninger. Wiener forward towards Biller. Up to Zadrazil. And knocked up by Stanway. Going back to Wiegmann, though, even the word she said about this stadium and where it's being hosted, and her disappointment in that fact. For bigger arenas now, that's exactly what England are doing for their home matches. Wienreuter. Victor Hemp does, and when she gets the ball, her first thought is to be positive. Feed that pass through to Russo.
Yeah, England have got such dynamic players. Obviously, Hemp is one of the main ones. Game-changer winger. And we know she's got lots in front of her in terms of potential.
Gave to half partner for Veninger. Victoria Schneiderbeck, who centre-half partner for Veninger in the opening game of the Euros, but Schneiderbeck has since retired. Her Arsenal player. Zadrazil looking to try and bend one behind that England defence, but again, it's the sort of thing this England side have shown they can deal with now, which may have been a bit of an issue for England in previous tournaments, but they can handle that sort of ball over the top.
Yeah, we saw Williamson play centre midfield during the Euros and for the Euros, and then look a lot more comfortable at centre back. I think she's more effective there. She's got space to step in and overload in that midfield, and obviously she's a fantastic passer of the ball as well.
Walsh to Toon. Just losing out there, Ella Toon. Reuter. And well as Zinsberger, the Arsenal goalkeeper, feeding that ball out to Jorgeva. Decent 5 minutes or so here, Austria. And the flag is up. Try to feed that ball across from the wide areas, but at the moment, they're just giving them a few little moments.
Yeah, since that misplaced pass, Seb, it's Austria have just, it's sort of kick-started. Yes, they were offside there, but it's just allowed the players that like to get forward a little bit of licence. They pass the ball better, and I think England are not quite as intense with the pressing further up the pitch.
Greenwood looking for Mead. Excellent control from Beth Mead. Reuter also showed in the Euros that she doesn't allow any wide player to settle. Interestingly, England swapping their wings at the start of this game. You think of that opening game in the Euros where Hemp started the game on the left and Reuter had a decent time against her. Not many can say that. Here's Hemp. Away from a couple of challenges. Toon wanting to sweep it onto Mead. The pass from Hemp wasn't the best. Firesinger out to Dunst. Zadrazil had made a good run.
Yeah, they're growing into the game now. Austria, again, good defending. Reuter, right back, stepped in and pressed Toon, won the ball back.
And that ball won back by Stanway. Left Puntigan on the ground, and Stanway, well, we know she can shoot from range. Eyes lit up there. And that's the sort of side of Georgia Stanway as well, crunching into those challenges. That one was a fair one, though.
Yeah, she's got to win the ball back in the middle, and she does so well, and that was nearly identical to the goal she scored, that famous goal in the summer. Just didn't connect right with it.
They come up against Puntigam in the Bundesliga. Stanway joining Bayern Munich, link up with their new teammate, Sarah Zadrazil. Here's Mead. A challenge from Reuter. Again showing her defensive qualities again. You can see why Arsenal looked to sign Reuter, because she impressed against England in the qualifier in Sunderland. She also impressed against Arsenal for Hoffenheim in the Champions League. It's a free kick to Austria there.
And she's front foot as well, so without the ball she defends very, very well, but her first thought is forward when she does get it, and it's exactly what you want from your fullbacks.
Provides a great platform for Austria to do well at international level. Side that reached the semi-finals of the Euros in 2017, quarter-finals in the last one. Hoping to be at the World Cup, but to do so, they'll need a minor miracle, really, to overcome this England side and then hope England lose to Luxembourg. Otherwise, they'll have to aim for the playoffs, which they look safe in reaching that. They already have reached the playoffs, but being one of the top 3 second-place sides is their next aim. But to do that, they need at least really to get a point here.
Now look at England in possession, and Kira Walsh in her usual place sitting, and then both Stanway and Toon have gone further forward as 2-8. Sometimes it's Toon just behind the 10.
Good pace from Hanshaw. Get away from Bronze, that takes some doing. And digs across out as well, Biller's in there. And good cover from Williamson. Excellent raid down that left-hand side from the Austrian fullback, Verena Hanshaw. Lots of confidence here, though, from the home side as that ball goes behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, getting into stride now. Austria, what they do best is get the ball down the, whether it's fullbacks. Interesting. Every ground should have that next to it.
Wanted to see the end of that.
Maybe we could do the second half from there.
Just to clarify, there is a water park next door, so that's clear. Just watching the game. Punt again. Feiersing. Now Veninger. He's left Bayern Munich to join Roma on loan. Gave her too much on that pass. That's gone straight out of play. Don't bother Austrian manager too much. There's Kira Walsh, player of the final. And part of me feels like she'd just win that player of the final just for that pass to Ella Toon.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about this England team, but Kira Walsh is probably my favourite in terms of the way that she plays. Not like your typical defensive midfielder, not got that physical, but she is so good passing and recovering.
Defending for England to do again here, though. Veninger. Gave running forward and trying to get away from Russo, winning the free kick. But that was something Ellen White did do for England. She was prepared to do the defensive work. That unseen stuff to lead the line.
Yeah, big shoes to fill, you know, that Ellen White, I don't think there's anything like that, like her in England women's football, so it's a big job for Russo, and she's just starting out in a career international level. She's done terrific, really well so far. And England have got a free kick to defend against now.
But they left Beth Mead up for this free kick, so to maybe counter it, but will Dunst try and test Earps from all the way out here. She's got that sort of power, but plenty forward waiting for a cross as well. Barbara Dunst clips it in there, and there's Bronze. Saved from going out from the corner by Walsh. Tests here for England.
Yeah, the last few, in fact, since that misplaced pass, like we said, I think they've just grown into it. Austria just raised their intensity, just given England more questions, particularly defensively. There's a goal, just instinctive from Russo. Great start for her. You know, goals is what she's all about. So much more to a game in terms of, you know, the physicality. Different type of forward to Ellen White, but given a real opportunity now as the number 9.
Apologies if you had any picture breakup. But England leading here in a game they only need a point for to qualify for the World Cup next year in Australia and New Zealand. Been all Austria in the last 10 minutes at the very least. And they're pouring players forward here as well. Biller's in there. And there's Williamson in the right place again on the cover. Berger Fuller also making a run into the box. They've got another chance. And Shaw. Brazil creates something. Feiersinger as well. They are finding openings, this Austrian side. Sara Zadrazil, player who likes to play with a smile on her face. That opened up for her there.
I tell you what, big opportunity for her, and a player of her stature, Zadrazil, you would expect at least for her to put it on target, but a little bit sloppy, lower intensity from England. In the last 10 minutes, like you say, Seb, and just need to raise themselves again because they're just encouraging Austria onto them.
How quickly things can change in football. We know England are in a commanding position here, even at 1-0, but shown enough so far, and under pressure, Earps on her own goal line, clearing it away, straight to a red shirt again. Bronze trying to win that ball back off Fire Singer. He gave her an ambitious pass, and a lot for Wiener to chase. Again, behind for a goal kick that time. I feel like we're repeating ourselves here about the way England performing in these last 10 minutes, but great credit to Austria as well.
Yeah, they're pressing high. Obviously, it's a risk when you do play out from the back. England got it off to a tee in the summer, have to continue that, but when you're under pressure, sometimes you've got to pass that line of press wherever the ball ends up, just to relieve the pressure. But they've been so good at that 1- and 2-touch passing and releasing a free player.
Well, Mary Earps, an unforgettable year for her. She looks to pass this ball out to Bronze. Go back to Earps, who's happy to have the ball played back to her. England moving, trying to build up from the back. Walsh giving the ball away. That doesn't happen often. Biller laying it back. Higglesberg Fuller. And there's the bodies getting back, which England have done pretty well after playing themselves into trouble. Here's Mead. So nothing again.
Yeah, Serena Wiegmann talks during the Euros about the players improving the decision-making in pressure situations, and sometimes then, even though she encourages a team to play out from the back, you know, as a player on the pitch, you have to take responsibility if your team's under pressure like they have been for the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Russo, good play. Couldn't quite get enough on the pass to release Mead. England trying to build out from the back hasn't quite worked for them since they scored. And their counters haven't been so fluid either. Cut them some slack though, can't we, Lucy?
They certainly can, absolutely. And they know they've got a job to do this evening, and they've come here to get the 3 points, but it will not be easy. Tricky customers, the Austrian team, as we saw lots of times through the summer.
It's Bronze. And as Rachel Daly said before this game, England now have a target on their back. Teams would love to have, will have that extra motivation to beat them. Higglesberg Fuller went down too easily for the referee, Juliana Dimitrescu from Romania.
It's a different type of pressure now on these England girls. Probably an even bigger pressure. It's more difficult once you've won once to then win again and maintain this high level of performance whilst developing the team, bringing new players in, you know, some players retiring.
Here's two. Bright. Toon's run allowed the switch to Mead. Mead trying to fire that in towards Russo. Zadrazil in their way and did well to get that ball away from Mead, but there's always another England player there, eager to press. Here's Zadrazil again. Higglesberg hasn't actually had much to do.
Apart from pick the ball out of the back of the net once, that's it.
Brazil took a little bump there. Surprised if Austria see more of the ball in this game as they try to play that ball through. Henshaw to look for Biller.
So Henshaw left back, Wiener to right back. Really strong players for this Austrian team. Ball in there early, they nearly caught England out.
Henshaw playing that ball back again. Too much on the pass again. Found themselves in that situation a few times. Just making a slight bit of cutting edge. And Mary Earps maybe just take her time here as England look to settle again. It's a game that has sold out, which in itself proves the point of wanting a bigger stadium.
I did read a little bit about it, and it was decided before the Euros, but you would expect Austria to expect themselves to do well like they did in 2017, and also because it was a home tournament for England, for them to do well. You could probably predict that.
And Russo forcing away past one defender. Strong forward play from Russo there. He seemed to really have a right to get to that ball.
Yeah, I read an interview with Kira Walsh, and she's saying that she could just give Russo the ball in any situation because physically she can cope with protecting it in any of those situations, and she bounced the defender off there.
Walsh has the ball now. As every opposition player knows, they don't want to give Kira Walsh time. But England have lots of weapons around the pitch to hurt teams. You think you can pin one player down. I think lots of teams tried to do that to Lauren Hemp in the tournament. Seems like Beth Mead benefited from that.
Yeah, I think that's it. If you just concentrate on one or two players, then you release the others, and that's, we're talking about the decision making. If one of the better players is being marked out of the game, then just use that decision making to bring someone else in, and that's what they could do. And I think that elite decision making in the tournament was the difference in this England team to everybody else. They did it under pressure.
Absolutely. Mead and Hemp have switched wings. Famous song played on a famous trumpet.
I'm going to say that the England band have, it may be out in the sticks, but the England band has found it.
Absolutely. Only an hour south of Wiener. Small town. Stadium of a third-tier team in Austria. Alex Greenwood, left back here for England, has played centre-back for England under Serena Wiegmann. Veninger. Singer with a bit of room and looks to really stretch the play out to Dukes, but too much on that. And maybe, Lisa, they found themselves in positions where they've almost tried too much.
Yeah, I mean, what they're good at, they're aware of the space that England will negate. So, for instance, behind Lucy Bronze is an obvious choice. But the execution of the pass there wasn't that good. They sort of forced it, but that's the space. When you win it back and quickly get up the pitch behind Lucy Bronze is a good place to put it.
Be thrown to Austria on that side. It's Lucy Bronze, one of the experienced members of this Lionesses outfit. A group that you felt at the Euros had a very good blend of youth and experience. Puntigam. One of the very experienced members of this Austrian side for that switch, but Greenwood quickly out. To short of options. Now Brazil. Couldn't get that cross away, and Hemp. It's amazing. It doesn't matter where she is on the pitch. Her first thought is run with the ball. She's been turned by Wiener there, and that's a teasing cross in, but Earps plucks it out of the sky.
Yeah, we're talking about players that look full of confidence. Mary Earps certainly does that today. It's a great turn as well. She started the game really well. Wienreuter putting good ball into the box, attacking well, and also defending.
Ball around the corner like that from Stanway, but that's not a good pass back to her from Bronze, but one back by Stanway. Toon out to Hemp, and Greenwood providing an overlap here, and Hemp finding Greenwood. Hemp again. The organisation from Austria to get the bodies back behind the ball.
It's good defensive play, getting bodies behind the ball, but for England, just don't get tired of the ball, just keep passing it. If there isn't a way through, just keep it and recycle it round, and I think that's what they're certainly patient in possession in these areas.
Shows the impact that Wien Reuter's having it right back, that Hemp didn't want to run at her. Team didn't bother either. Here's Bright. Bronze inside to Stanway. Now Walsh. Williamson. Greenwood. Toon. That's the give and go. Again, Wien Reuter making it difficult. And that'll be a free kick to Austria, and Austria making it difficult for England. And they'll be thankful for that early goal now.
Yeah, the units of Austria right distances apart, they'd reduce the space for England to pass through. So when they have got it in those deeper areas and wide areas, they cannot see the teammates. The referee just having a word with Greenwood of that challenge, but I think Austria will be happy. They're a happier team in terms of the way that the game has turned, but obviously England have got that important goal.
Yes, a goal that, as it stands, England heading to the World Cup. That ultimately will be the main headline from this particular match. Whatever happens, that England confirm their place at next year's tournament. It will also confirm their friendly with the United States in October at a full Wembley. Hemp. Has been right in the right place again. Higglesberger-Fuller doesn't win the free kick this time. Higglesberger-Fuller was measures as the 4th quickest player at the European Championships, but one of the players she wasn't as quick as was Lauren Hemp. Here's Bronze. Walsh. Slide that through to Stanway, and Williamson couldn't cleanly nick that ball from Villa.
That's the ball though, that's the ball from Walsh. I think it was Stanway who'd made that run forward beyond, and that's the thing about this system as well, that you need the 2-8s if that's what you're doing in possession. Stanway to go beyond. It's so difficult to mark when the run's from deep.
Really Toon wanting to make a run there, but ball straight to an Austrian player. Here's Higglesberger-Fuller. Get past Greenwood on that side. But Julia Higglesberger-Fuller hasn't had too many caps for her country, but the press just joined Hoffenheim, top club in Germany. Wien Reuter, long throw into that England penalty area. Should be able to clear here. Jorgeva. Brazil. Hemp doing defensive work, which she does very well for England. Russo trying to take that ball down on her chest, and she felt Venegar's presence in the process.
So physically, Veninger knows that physically in a duel, it's going to be a tough one against Russo. Just a little bit late.
Yeah, not really an attempt to win the ball there, the centre-back. Bronze. Greenwood. Toon. It's not pass for Hemp there on a particular occasion. England haven't actually created too many chances in this game.
No, I think Austria have defended well. I think when England have it, a lot of the time the wide players, particularly Dunstad, that left-hand side, is took him right in. So it's nearly 5 or 6 across the back, and so it's difficult for England, but they've got to keep going, keep moving the ball quickly. We've seen Stanway go up and beyond a couple of times. Not found it yet, but that's the way to get in terms of runs from deep.
Don't know how you feel about this, Lucy, but these are two sides who are a clear example of what excellent coaching can do at this level. Irena Foreman, the only woman in Austria with the UEFA A licence. You can see the impact on this Austrian side, and we don't need to add any more about Sarina Wiegman.
Absolutely. You look at Austria, they're organised, they're fluid, they all know the roles, they know exactly what they need to do, they know the game plan, and you know that counts for a lot at this level. Because they're good individual players, but the whole is better than the sum of the parts, that's for sure.
Hunting down England again there. Weisinger's pass, she couldn't feed it through to Biller. And Walsh, he hasn't had much room to operate in. Hunting down England again there. Weisinger's pass, she couldn't feed it through to Biller. And Walsh, he hasn't had much room to operate in. Here's Bronze. Touch from Walsh there just to try and shake off the press. Williamson, Greenwood. Here's Elatoon. Back to Greenwood. Walsh knows he's getting a bit tight on one side, try and work it to the other. Walsh. Beautiful feet from Kira Walsh to get out of trouble. Bright. Greenwood trying to find that incisive pass, but Wiener there for Austria. Weisinger, again, the pass isn't on point from her. She's had a couple of incidents like that.
Yeah, they're winning the ball well. That's terrific interception from Wiener, but it's just the second pass forward. They could have actually got in, but it has to be more accurate than that. But that's a warning for England in terms of when they lose it, where to go, the what-ifs. So when we've got it, if we do lose it, where do we go to defend? And that's all that they're thinking about as well against this Austrian team who will counter well.
So as you said before, those fullback areas evidently strong. And that's an area where England like to try and hurt teams. Bronze back to Bright. We're seeing more of the ball in the last 5 minutes or so, but still no real impact in trying to break through this Austrian defence. The story of the first half, actually. Also the fact that they do have their goal, though. Scored early by Russo. Hemp. Keeping it tight to her. Greenwood. Toon. Having to try and move the ball at pace. Greenwood. Keeping this move alive. Bright. Williamson to Greenwood. To Toon again, heavy touch from Toon, invited the tackle. Rosberger Fuller, it's a painful one for Toon. Bit of a stinger.
Austrian shape is just frustrating England in terms of where they want to go with the passes. They have to be so accurate with those one-and-touch passes just because of the sheer volume of numbers of the defenders.
However awkward this game has proved to be so far for England. They do lead, of course, and the current state of affairs would be enough for them.
I think that's the whole point of this game, Seb, is to come away with what you need to come away with as far as England are concerned. Yes, they want to put on a good performance. This is a difficult team to play against, but you know, They want to come here, they want to get the 3 points, and they want to qualify for the World Cup, and then that's job done.
You can imagine that's exactly what Serena Wiegmann will say. Here's Bright. And Mead helping it on, and Stanway likewise. Bronze. Plenty forward here for England. Russo. And the challenge goes in. No real appeal from England players, though. Must have been absolutely well timed.
Yeah, terrific passage of play. That's how accurate it needs to be. The up, back and go. And then the cross into the middle, and nearly getting themselves a shot away. But it's good play down that right-hand side. Particularly the little flick by by Mead, should I say. I don't think there's anything in that.
But Austria presenting England with a cheap corner here. Greenwood will go across to take it with excellent delivery from set pieces. And if England could score here, what a blow that would be for Austria. They played pretty well in this first half, but to give away a corner like that, a loose pass. Russo waits. Marked by Austria's main striker, Nicole Biller. In goes that corner, and Veninger got enough on that to just keep that ball away from Russo. Appreciated and supporting this ground. Toon to Greenwood now. Try and link up so she can get back into a normal position. Williamson to him. Just 1 minute more in this first half. The ball stayed in play for most of it, which is always a positive. And England add another before the break. You wouldn't say the reflection of this first half, that would be a deserved 2-0 lead, you might say, but
yeah, absolutely. But I think that England have absorbed the pressure at times really well defensively. They've good possession, been patient in the possession as well, knowing it's difficult to get through this Austrian block. And if they're going 1-0 up, I think that they'll be quite happy with that first half.
Yes, and there'll be still some things that Serena Wiegmann would love to see, of course. Will Alessia Russo complete in 90 minutes? You would doubt it. She never has for England, and this is a rare start for her. But will we see some of the new blood to this team? Lauren James and Ebony Salmon, we'll see. At half-time, a lead for England, given to them by Alessia Russo, a 9th goal for the Lionesses. But Austria have proved tough nut to crack and get more goals past. But England ultimately do lead at half-time, an advantage that currently takes them to the World Cup. Half-time, Austria 0, England 1.
Here out in Austria, as it stands currently, the Lionesses are leading 1-0 in this game, and if that doesn't change, they have qualified for the World Cup 2023. But we have a whole second half still to play. Alongside me, Ian Wright and Karen Carney. Karen, we know how much Serena Wiegmann's substitutions can make a big difference in these games. Do you think she'll make any?
Maybe as it goes on. As we've said, it's early in the season, so she might have to, but she also likes consistency, Laura. We saw that in the team selection throughout the tournament, so I think at the moment she won't make any changes, just up the tempo, the passing, the speed, and some spaces in behind maybe.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe if they could, I'd like to see maybe like Emily Salmon or even Beth England. You know what I mean? She's been waiting around for a while for a chance, just to see them stretch this Austrian defence a bit, just something different.
A word on Alessia Russo, as it sounds at the moment, 9 goals for England in 14 appearances. Today's only her 3rd start. We haven't yet seen her play a full 90 minutes for England either. Quite a stat, that really, considering she's coming off the bench and she's scoring that many goals.
Yeah, but at the same time, she was behind someone like Ellen White. She had to wait her chance. You know what I mean? She is still young. You know what I mean? Ideally, I would like to see her finish the game so she can start building herself into games, but it's just the way it's gone. It's just the way it's gone for her. But she is scoring goals at a remarkable rate for us.
If you're an Austria side now and you're the coach, you're looking at this team, how do you find a way through? What do you do?
Again, pressing, be a bit more front-footed, release one of your midfielders a little bit higher, have a go at England. You know, it is 1-0 and you're very much still in the game if you're the Austria coach. So, but from an England's perspective, I want us obviously to qualify for the World Cup. So this result is happy in my eyes at the moment.
OK, well, there is much more entertainment coming your way on ITV tonight with The Masked Dancer and The Voice UK. But first, England's all-conquering women as they look to secure their place at the World Cup finals. Back to Lucy and Seb.
Yes, the two sets of players back out on the pitch. And a reminder, with the Conservative leadership to be decided in this coming week, that the Lionesses wrote an open letter to the prospective Prime Ministers, calling basically for more girls to play football, to build off the back of the success. And now they're not that far away from making sure they're going to compete at the World Cup, another of the global giant tournaments, hoping to continue to inspire, but young girls need that opportunity to play. At the moment, not enough of them do get that opportunity. So second half underway, Austria with work to do if they're to make England wait until Tuesday. And we saw enough in that first half to suggest they can cause England problems, but what can England do to cause this Austrian side some more problems,
Yeah,
Lucy?
I mean, as soon as Austria get into that defensive shape, you've got to move the ball quicker and you've got to move yourself quicker, so you've got to try and disrupt the back four. I don't think Austria have put the ball at risk enough, which is good for England. You know, they haven't taken care of the ball when they do get it in the final third at times, but you know, they've already seen that from Austria that they have got that in them to press well, to get the ball wide and get the ball in the box. So that's a warning to England.
And Shaw impressed in that first half. Not the worst ball in the world. And Biller, a willing runner, 44 goals she has for Austria. Forward. Oh, Mary Epps, almost coming a cropper there. One of the first times in an England shirt. And Austria so close to forcing an equaliser.
Yeah, and this is why you've got to keep your concentration. She was lucky there, Mary. She looks full of confidence, but that will just be a reminder that while ever it's 1-0, that you've just got to take care every time you get the ball.
And I have to say, well, hold that thought. Here's Mead, looking for space, and England have plenty of space here. Toon fashioned the chance. Greenwood. And Walsh. Well, while you're watching the replay of that incident, England played the ball from the goal kick and tried to build again, almost as if they were unflustered by what had just happened. They were prepared to go again, and that's what almost led to them getting in there.
We talked about the confidence that England have to pass it and keep passing it and have that patience in possession.
The press from England, difficult for Hanshaw. And this role change for Russo and Toon in the fact that they started this game together. Be interesting to see who England's finishers will be for this one.
Yeah, there were certainly game changers, weren't there, the pair of them in the summer, and you know, they got used and they excelled at that. It's different now when you start. The expectation is there right from the start. Difficult part of the game, the start of a game where you've got to win the battle before you can get control of the game. But it's great experience for both of them. They're both superb young players.
Stanway, a player who feels like she's been on the scene for so long, but still a young player herself. Only a month older than Russo.
The technical level of these England players, the likes of Walsh, the likes of Stanway, Williamson on the ball there, supreme range of passing.
Return from Russo, and now Hemp. This is a flowing move from England. Hemp playing that ball in maybe too early there. Here's Mead. And Mead finding Bronze, and this has opened up for the Lionesses. Bronze going herself. We know she can score goals for England.
I think it was just the element of surprise. I think that she thought the keeper would be expecting her to cross it, but just didn't get the power with that left foot you would normally see with the right foot.
Gilgava turning inside her own penalty area, firing that one out towards Dunst. In goes Millie Bright. Absolute rock at the back for England, Millie Bright.
I think she's stepped up her game to the next level in the Euros. More responsibility, she's a leader. Defensively, she's really learning a trade, knows exactly where to be. Good relationship as well between her and Williamson, I think. Good connections on the pitch.
Mead collects that from Russo. Beth Mead, Toon, trying to sweep it in. It's appealing for a corner, not going to get it. Ella, you just missed the chance.
I thought earlier that the chance had come for Beth Mead to strike it with a left foot. She chose to pass it and it nearly sneaked in, but not quite. Just gave an opportunity for the defenders to get around her.
Another player, Ella Toon, who doesn't start as often for England. Already has 13 goals. And 21 caps before this one. Williamson. Toon trying to collect that, Hemp losing out. Again playing that ball forward. England with more of the ball at the start of this second half, and Walsh just clipping that effortlessly out to Bronze. And now Mead. There's a break from midfield, but Mead has cued the pass, but spoke back to the Arsenal player. Isinger, now Zadrazil. It's loose from Meninga. Now Williamson under pressure from Biller. Sloppy period of play there, both sides guilty of giving the ball away.
I'll tell you what, Williamson didn't want it there, but no, she dealt with it so well.
Nice touch from Toon to Hemp. And Toon to Hemp again. Mead's in the middle, Russo's in the middle. Here's Mead chesting it down. Stanway setting herself. Good save from Zinsberger. England almost finding that second, but looking more dangerous already in this second half. And Bronze playing it forward, and that's through to Zinsberger. Maybe Serena's had a word.
Yeah, it's actually really good number 9 play by Russo. She just chested the ball away to Stanway, and I think she was slightly off balance when she took the shot. Stanway usually see a lot more power than that. Usually seeing the break in the back of the net. Just didn't catch it right.
Russo. Free kick to England.
Great example of the physicality of Russo there, just holding off. And if she doesn't get the ball and make a pass, then she usually gets fouled. 2 of them on. I think the Austrians, Isinger was complaining there, but between her and Puntingham, they had fouled Russo.
So England sending forward Millie Bright and Leah Williamson. And as always, Kira Walsh stays back. Never gets the opportunity to score her first goal for England. In from Greenwood. Decent shape on the delivery. That's awkward at the back, and Bronze battling to keep it alive for England. Walsh. Williamson. Here's the diagonal. Zinsberger doesn't come for it. And it's awkward for Austria, but then the Austrian keeper gets hands on that ball.
That's good anticipation from Toon. She was just waiting for anything, the scraps to come off the top of Russo. That's Stanway's chance that she didn't really connect with well enough, as we've usually seen her.
Well, there is the Austrian manager, Rainer Foreman, who evidently has made this Austrian side tough to beat, tough to break down. Enough threat, but of course they don't have the quality going forward that England do.
They have the organisational skills, and I think that takes you far when you're playing against lesser opposition than the likes of England. They have got the players with quality and attacking sense.
Walsh working England out of a problem there. Stanway. Walsh. Now Toon. These transitions here for England. Can they make this one pay? This might be the moment. Toon. So many forward here. Still got the bodies back though. Walsh. Momentarily, they slowed down. I think they had a bit of concern for Greenwood, but she's back to her feet. Greenwood looking for Toon. Shrugged the challenge off, but Brazil just got enough of a foot in to keep England at bay.
Tell you what, when they're in full flow, England, and passing it through the thirds, they really do look impressive. So well drilled the way that they do get it through.
So couldn't make that one stick. Biller. They can't break. And England can with Stanway. That's wide. Similar sort of position to where she scored that screamer against Spain.
Yeah, it opened up, didn't it, for Stanway? Like we keep saying, we know that she's capable of it. Give her that much space, she is going to go in, and she's just trying to sneak it into that near post there.
Georgia Stanway, 41st cap for her today. Made her debut in 2018 against Austria and scored in that game, a 3-0 win. It's an easier evening for England on that occasion. Here's Mead. Bronze. Russo. Football there onto Toon. But again, just lacking power on the shot.
It's creating some good opportunities, England. It's just that final bit. England doesn't look particularly happy with what's happening. I'd be interested to see when she makes any sort of substitutes, and I'm sure she will, being it pre-season, and you know the players probably not at their physical peak.
Creating good openings at the moment. I think she'll just want to keep that going until that drops off. But right now, just a one-goal lead. Greenwood. It goes to Mary Earps. So many games for England under Serena Wiegmann where she's had nothing to do. Been a little bit more of the action in this game.
Yeah, I think that was really impressive about Earps in the Euros. You know, when England had difficult games, she stepped up and she was one of the players of the tournament, that's for sure.
Well, that England defence certainly tested against Germany, certainly tested in the first half at least against Sweden. Likewise the Spain games as well. They gave it straight to Bright. And there's the physical aspect as well, that this England side, they can go deep, we know they can. The fitness of this side has proved to be a great weapon for it as well. And be able to bring on fit players from the bench. Does look like they might make some changes, England, very shortly. Meantime, here's Stanway. Good pass, Pintigan. Singer.
It's a real balance the way Austria play. When do they start committing more bodies forward? When do they put the ball at risk a little bit more? They're good defensively, but they have to do it at some point.
Ball played for now. Biller, oh, just went over her head. Of course, if Austria were to score, it would be the first goal that England have conceded in this qualification campaign. So a reminder, we talk about how good Austria are at the back, but England prove themselves very difficult to score against. It's forward to Russo. Russo onto Stanway. Hemp. Drifting inside as she loves to do. Walsh. Mead looking for the 1-2 with Toon. And getting there, Mead. Excellent play from Beth Mead. England can't force it in. But fine work from the Euro's best player there.
She just comes alive, doesn't she? Beth Mead in those sort of situations. off the cuff, a lot of that. Zinsberger is really happy that ends up in her hands.
And sure. Again, looking on the top of Williamson in the right place there again, the England captain. Zinsberger-Fuller. Much caution to the wind will Austria throw here, because they mentioned they need to win. Zadrazil going in to try and win that ball back was Hemp. Just getting to her feet, but the ball played in towards Biller. Might drop here for Dunst. Still Biller. Fire Singer. Nerves had to deal with that. Pretty close there, Austria, but the England goalkeeper able to get across to that one.
Yeah, they just couldn't get rid of it, England. It's a terrific shot, but I think Mary Earp's there, footwork, very, very good. Seeing what Feising is trying to do with it, gets herself right across, gives her the best possible chance to stop that going in.
Qualification clean sheet still intact. And we're bringing everybody back for this corner. Hanshaw with the corner, hung up towards Biller. Puntigan was attacking that as well, trying to keep that alive, Austria, and there's Earps.
One thing I say about Wiegman is that she makes quick decisions. She's going to make some substitutions now, because she can just sense that Austria is starting to get on top, getting into dangerous situations, you know, and she doesn't think twice. She just quickly makes changes just to stop that momentum.
Singer. Henninger, Singer again. Foot in from Walsh. There's Bronze. Just waiting for the free kick there. Will England make their changes now? They're not looking across to that side, but they do want to make those changes. And now they will. Just as Lucy Bronze was about to get England going again. So it looks like Beth Mead is going to come off. The two to come on here, though, Nikita Paris and Beth England. So the more experienced forwards for the Lionesses, replacing Mead and Russo. Mead going off on the short side, so Russo got herself on the score sheet. I always knew she wouldn't complete the 90 minutes, that's for sure, but here's her goal again.
Yeah, I think she'll be happy with her play, leading the line right from the start. It's a big thing for a young player. Beth England, I think this is a really good opportunity for her to stake her claim going forward, because she's such a hard-working goal scorer. And get in behind, just try and stretch this Austria defence, and she will always keep moving.
Making those changes up front. Paris and England, Austria, how much are they going to push on? Beth England, who was unused actually during the tournament. And Nikita Paris, who came on in the final. There's Nikita Paris, who has a new club now in Manchester United. After, by her standards, an underwhelming season at Arsenal. Again, an England player trying to chest the ball and just getting an elbow in the back.
Yeah, I think Nikita Paris is a good move for her, because I think she probably fits into that Manchester United team a little bit better than the way that Sedeval wants to play. It's a good opportunity for her.
Chasing after that, Henninger across. So, to repeat, it has to be the reminder that despite the fact England only winning 1-0, this is more than enough to see them qualify for the World Cup. Austria losing the ball. Greenwood, Hemp, here's Ella Toon. To Greenwood. Walsh. Stanway. Hemp put in a good delivery, straight into the arms of Zinsberger again. Seen a lot of the ball, actually, Zinsberger, but he's had to make some big saves, really. Just that one, you think, from Stanway so far.
Yeah, that was a comfortable collection. A little bit too close to the goalkeeper from Hemp on that left-hand side. But I think they're just trying to disrupt the momentum that Austria were building up just before the substitutes, and has worked, I think, as well. Just disrupting the rhythm.
There's Walsh. Get England going again. Paris looking for England. Bronze. Signed for Barcelona. This new season. Walsh, coveted by Barcelona. We're losing the ball there, though. Dunst. Can't find Zadrazil. Gasps from the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd here desperate to get behind the home team, but not really giving them that much in attack. Fits and starts, they're getting themselves forward.
Walsh there showing some frustration. I think when she's getting the ball in those positions, I think she wants some runners. With Toon there. England stretching for that, wants to throw in. He's going to get it. It's interesting that Serena Wiegmann has turned to her senior forward players rather than throwing in one of the younger strikers who might make the difference in the end. We're thinking Ebony Salmon and James.
I think that throughout the summer, Beth England has probably earned a chance. The most important players in that England squad that were the ones that hardly ever played, just maintain the culture away from the pitch, and Beth England is a prime example of that. Good player to have in the squad. She doesn't drain any sort of positivity from it.
Lotta River-Moy, another player unused during the competition, who's still part of the squad. Bronze. Is that second coming for England? Toon. Now Hemp. Greenwood. Plays it in, looking for England. Bronze. Familiar signature chop back from Lucy Bronze. Walsh. Seen a lot of the ball in this second half, Kira Walsh. Can she pick the pass? Of course she can. To find Stanway, couldn't keep her feet. But when Austria do get the ball, they've got no relief. And one back by England. Stanway, feel a goal is coming here. Hemp, lovely drop of the shoulder from Hemp. And there was power behind that shot when Venegar came to block it. Greenwood. Good period this for England, and they'd love to cap it with a goal. Too much on that pass, and Venegar across. It will be a corner.
It's the best of Lauren Hemp, that. Just her balance is unbelievable, footwork. It's a good defender she's doing that against as well. Just drops her shoulder, sends them completely the wrong way. Opportunity now for England, just putting the pressure on. Just want that second goal as a little bit of a cushion.
Yeah, reminder about this Austrian defence. They've got a player who's been at Bayern Munich for a while, just joined Roma. They've got a player who's just signed for PSG. Gaven now. Veen Reuter, the Arsenal fullback. Players at big clubs in this Austrian side. England would just love a second goal. She would fancy would take them over the line here to the World Cup. Stanway's corner. Plenty forward here for England. Millie Bright trying to win that ball back, but it will be a free kick. Comes to nothing in the end.
Yeah, a bit of an altercation, I think. Leah Williamson and Biller been in a duel all the way through the game so far.
Well, a player who played against England started the game at Old Trafford is about to come on. Katarina Naschenweng. And she's going to replace Lara, or Julia Hickelsberger-Fuller, I should say. An Hoffenheim player who played against Arsenal in the Champions League last season. Comes on, player who can play anywhere on the left side. Game just got a little bit quiet for Hickelsberger-Fuller in the end. England, Stanway, room for Stanway to play it through, big chance for Paris, and she takes it emphatically. And will that be the goal that seals England at the World Cup next year?
Absolutely brilliant again. As soon as England start moving the ball quickly, 1 and 2 touch, the movement, brilliant for Nikita Paris to come on in this game and get that all-important second goal. And Beth England had a part in this as well, Seb. And then again, Stanway up and back, and that's a clever little ball through to Nikita Paris, and what a finish that is. Sees the goalkeeper go down, lots of goal to look at, but you've got to keep you cool in that situation. She knows where the goal is, that doesn't move. Great finish.
And Nikita Paris, experienced member of this England squad, Sarina Wiegman calling upon her here to get them over the line. And she may have just done that. It's a long way back here for Austria, but they're on the attack. Firesinger, across goal, just asking for somebody to get a touch, but it didn't come.
So what, Firesinger, when she decides to be creative and herself forward, she explodes into the box, and what a ball that is. Just desperate from an Austrian point of view for someone to get on the end of it. And gets herself forward, just behind the back line. Just needed someone just to commit to that, anticipate it.
In normal circumstances, you might say we're tempting fate by saying this should be the goal that takes them there, but this is an England side who haven't conceded in qualifying. They only need a draw, and we know that even if Austria try and push players forward, England will be dangerous on the counter as well. But that was just a slim reminder that Austria have had their moments in this game.
Yeah, I think England have actually managed the game very, very well. You know, at this stage in the season, they've passed it well. They've upped it when they need to, and they've scored 2 goals that have come from great build-up play.
We've seen when they've had adversity in matches, this England side seem to overcome issues. And they say that because they're still yet to lose under Sarina Wiegman. Austria need 3 goals here to force England to the final game to seal that place, but they look in a very good position here. Toon. A confident touch back towards him, but it was red in the end. An impressive second half from England. The goal did not come out of the blue. They were putting that pressure on Austria.
It's a really accomplished squad now. They've proved themselves at the Euros to be winners as well. When you talked about that open letter, Seb, I just think that it's so good that they use their platform straight away after they'd won to advocate for others. They recognise that the generation before them were important for them coming through, and they need to make it better again for the next generation to come through. You know, there's such authentic women athletes, and I think that that was the right idea, that letter.
Yeah, letter signed by all 23 members of the squad. Improve access to play this game we all love. So fancy if England are able to win a tournament in this stage in their development, just bodes well for the future. Plenty of good points here for Austria as well, though, to build on. And they still, even if, of course, they don't, looks likely that they won't win this group, they'll still have a chance in the playoffs. Nikita Paris, full towards Stanway.
So you wouldn't want to meet them in the playoffs. They wouldn't be a fancied team to go up against.
There's Bronze. Bronze. For the force of nature for England down that side, but that didn't get the break there. Raschenwing. Is that ball across? And it's going to find Wienreuter sliding to keep that ball in play. Couldn't quite. Didn't get the run of the ball there, Austria, in the end.
You know, when they do get the fullbacks forward, Austria, they're really threatening from those wide positions and not really being let off the leash that much in this game.
England slipping there, but always in control of that pass. So Chelsea teammate Millie Bright, who's not in control of that pass. All out of the play. But Chelsea, of course, the WSL champions, looking to defend their title this season. Passing it by Paris. Team that seem to grow in strength as the match goes on, England as well, if they don't get that fast start, but they've had a few fast starts as well. Here's Bronze. Bronze waiting for bodies to flood forward. Paris is a busy player and wins the corner. Nikita Paris with that goal for England. A 16th for her country. See how experienced she is, Nikita Paris, but she won't turn 30 till 2024, so still hope if she has a good season with Manchester United that she'll be part of the next two tournaments at least for England. In goes the corner, goalkeeper nowhere near it in the end. Somebody fashioned a shot here for the third. And Austria can break here. But England flooding the shirts back, and that's another thing they've been able to do. The fitness, the athleticism to get bodies back quickly. Snuff out the danger.
It's quite amusing from Toon there, just rugby tackled. The ref, I don't even think the referee saw it. It actually stopped Austria from attacking quickly.
I didn't want to call her out on that. There are 9 qualification groups in UEFA to reach the World Cup. The 9 group winners will be there, but then there's a playoff system, and the best 3 second-place sides will only have to play 1 game to try and reach the finals. Everyone else, though, will have to play an almost pre-qualifier to the playoff. Very complicated. Walsh, brilliant ball through. Paris, wide. The pass from Walsh was put on a plate for Nikita Paris. She had time there for a second.
Tell you what a first touch. She actually nearly went beyond it. What a first touch that is from. And it actually, you can see how she's complaining because it did actually get a touch.
If she hadn't scored already, I think she'd be even more angry.
Fuming, yeah.
Germany incidentally beating Turkey tonight away from home, and that secures their place at the World Cup. They'll do quite well, won't they, Germany?
Probably. I do like the way that substitutes have a massive effect in this England team as well. Whether they come on and play well or they come on and score. We saw that in the Euros and again tonight from Nikita Paris. Make a difference. It makes everybody in the squad feel like they can make a difference within what's happening. She makes a point, doesn't she, Serena Wiegman, of not just praising one individual. She makes it about the team, and I think that helps with that sort of team bond.
And yesterday, incidentally, Wales winning away in Greece, a result that gives them a real chance. They're in second at the moment. France already at the World Cup, but going into their final game, Slovenia can still catch them. Now, double change for England. Chelsea duo, Jess Carter and Lauren James, one of the exciting talents in English football, coming on here for her England debut. Almost like England's secret weapon here, Lauren James. And Leah Williamson coming off here for Jess Carter. The captain's armband goes onto the arm of Millie Bright. And Jess Carter, talented player, a player who could play all across the back four and the back five if you want to play that system. She's going to go in the heart of the defence with her Chelsea teammate, and Millie Bright applauds that. Austria also bringing on catcher Wiener for Biller. Wiener might be in here, flag goes up. Feel there was a little bit of tension in that England defence.
Tell you what to say, Jess Carter's just come on then. Have to focus straight away as a centre-back if you're going to play that offside trap. She's a really impressive player, Jess Carter. As a young player at Birmingham, she was superb. Had to fight her way into the Chelsea team over a couple of seasons, but she's showing so much promise. And Lauren James, by the way, is probably the most talented player that England have had probably since Kelly Smith, and she's just getting her body up to speed physically, and she could be probably one of the best players in the world if she reaches her potential. I'm not even joking.
This is the start. Could be a very fruitful England-Germany. Lauren James. Paris. Stanway. Lauren James, could she get to that? Not quite. Greenwood. Walsh. Now Paris. Plays it in towards England. Benninger across. But to go back to Lauren James, of course, a special moment for the James family as well. Brother Reece already an England international, and now Lauren wearing that famous shirt. Cap it with a goal. 10 minutes or so left in this game. It's very sunny in this part of the world a couple of hours ago, but the rain clouds are hovering. Looking bright as ever for England. There's Firesinger, lots of runners ahead of them, and Greenwood ball watching there. Can they fashion a chance? And what would be that first goal that England have conceded? But snuffed out again. Here's James. Waiting for teammates.
England quite happy for the game to go into a lull. As long as they deal with the ball well. Just a lack of concentration at the back, but last-ditch defending, they defended it well.
Firesinger. They're putting that ball out of play. Very positive centre-back, always seems to be looking for the big pass forward. I know the PSG have been interested. And chasing this ball. Greenreiter. James. Beautiful ball control. Just force away past that time. But need to know, as it's not easy to get past Wiener.
Tell you what, Wiener's had a good game defensively. She's really gone up a level in the last season or so. Deals really well with those 1v1 duels.
Carter, a bit unfortunate there.
Not sure about that ref. I think that was good strength from Jess Carter.
Wiener, very much a centre forward, placing Biller. Just her 7th cap. Benninger. That in play. England want the throw in, and they're going to get it now. And they're going to make another change as well. So see who's going to come off here for England. We know who's going to come on. Rachel Daly to replace Lucy Bronze, and Daly gets to be at least on the right-hand side for a start. She'll go right back here. Such a popular figure in this England group.
Yeah, she's come back home, signed for Villa. And she's one of the players that playing out of position in the Euros at left back, but did it so well. So athletic, technically good as well.
Nice header though from Daly. Stanway looking for England. Zinsberger out and had to sweep there. There's Bright. James shielded the ball beautifully, helps it on to Stanway. Walsh. Paris. Daly. To Paris again. Tidy feet. I feel like England are in a real professional mode here, just making sure that they keep the clean sheet by keeping the ball.
They've got a job to do, so they're going to come over here and get the 3 points. However they did it, the performance was good, and that's a bonus, but got to make sure they come away from Austria with the 3 points, and World Cup in the sights next year.
They're closing in. Well, looks inevitable now. Here's Daly. We spoke about how, while everyone was still celebrating, she had to sort out arrangements logistically to get herself back to England for a time with Houston Dash, a long time with Houston Dash. Had a brief loan at West Ham a couple of seasons ago, but so much time in America. Paris. Walsh. James couldn't quite rescue that. Henniger bringing it away. Feisinger. Now then Dunst. Space here to fire a shot. It's blocked though by Greenwood. He emerges with the ball. They found that sort of scenario quite a few times in the second half, Austria. They can't make it count.
Yeah, defended well again, Greenwood. It's been asked of her a few times in this game where she's had to put a block in on the edge. And she's done so again.
Carter. It's Greenwood. She's got a rare occasion here where there's more Chelsea players than City players in the England lineup. But either, as usual for England, two successful sides in the WSL. Right, nearly there though, 88th minute here, and Austria, a couple more changes. And Dunst making way. Young Lisa Kolb, one of those to come on. 21-year-old for her 9th cap. And Therese Herminger, the other to come on, midfielder for Feisinger, who did have her moments. Feisinger in make something happen, but
some good young players coming through as well. Austria continue their development as a nation.
Greenwood. A few of these Austrian players play in the Frauen Bundesliga in Germany, understandably. One of the big leagues in Europe. There's Walsh. The little nutmeg pass. Those little quiet nutmegs. Carter. Now James.
think for the most part, England have kept Austria at arm's length, scored the goals when they need to, dealt with any issues that they had defensively, stopped Austria scoring, and looked really convincing in possession.
James, did you slide it through to Paris? Right. And as understandably Austria tired, there's more space for these England players to make things happen. James had time there to shoot or make the pass, almost put it on the plate again for Nikita Paris. And that's the thing when you're up against this England squad, I should say, really, is that you have to play at a good intensity to stay with them for the first 60, 65 minutes, and then they bring players off the bench who just continue to make your life difficult.
Yeah, in different ways as well, the strength and depth of different type of players.
Oops, squeezing that out to Daly. Now Paris, so much room to run in here. Stanway looking to add the gloss here. Cut out. Gamer. 3 more minutes. Greenwood, England can sort of feet out, and it will be a corner in the end. Temp arriving. Even when England lose the ball, they're always trying to quickly win it back.
Yeah, at times Beth England's been feeding off scraps since she's come on, but opportunity there, just couldn't get to grips with the ball.
Well, Austria know they're beaten, and England, just seeing these seconds tick away, we know they're good at wasting time, England. Excellent effect in the closing stages of that final. This is a different situation, a lot more of a buffer. Stanway's corner. It's cleared away. Carter. Back out to Stanway. Stanway. There were plenty of players still in the penalty area. James. Millie Bright. Captain's armband. Greenwood. Rain starting to fall. A few drops, but it won't dampen England's spirits here. They are on course for the World Cup again.
Serena Wiegman will be happy with her team. She managed to bring subs on as well. A good performance, defended well, got the goals.
One more issue to negotiate is keeping the clean sheet. Keep saying it, yet to concede in this qualification campaign, and this was always the toughest challenge on paper away to Austria. It has to be remembered as well. Their highest ranked opponent. Free kick here. One more moment to defend here, a moment to be focused. Luxembourg to come in a couple of days. Herbinger to take this free kick for Austria. Last chance to try and dent that England clean sheet record. And they test Mary Earps. In it goes. Greenwood got something to that. Jorgeva! That would have been a spectacular way to break the clean sheet record. But the full-time whistle. England will be part of the big do down under. And we never doubted they would be. Another performance of champions, a professional performance. They had some awkward moments in the game, but ultimately they found the goals they needed to make sure of victory. Alessia Russo in the first half, Nikita Paris in the second half. And Lucy, your thoughts on that performance from England?
Yeah, I just think job done. They came here to win this game. You know, and it's difficult after the Lord Mayor's show of the Euros, but I think it was a convincing performance. They scored good goals and they got substitutes on, you know, and I think everybody played to a certain level, and all they wanted to do was get themselves through to the World Cup.
A reminder, you'll be able to listen to more of the analysis as well, which will continue on ITV4. But for now, the Lionesses will be at the World Cup in 2023, and they have their sights on another trophy.
Well, a 2-0 win out here in Austria against that team, Austria. Congratulations to the Lionesses. It must be a weird anticlimax to come off the back of a Euros win and come to a stadium where it's not sold out, it's not Wembley, it's not Old Trafford, but they've still managed to do it. And they did it in style. Let's have a little look at the Group A table. Qualifying for the World Cup 2023 with 9 wins out of 9. They scored 70 goals and they haven't conceded a single one. That is some performance across the whole of the qualifying campaign. Congratulations to those girls. Under the guidance of Sarina Wiegman as well, who is just so used to winning and is going to continue to do so. We'll find out how far they can go with the World Cup. Is that another trophy that they can add to the cabinet? Now that they're in the winning mood, alongside me, I do have Ian Wright and Karen Carney, who we will speak to in just a moment's time. The last qualifier is next Tuesday, England versus Luxembourg. It's going to be in Stoke. We're going to be there. It's going to be at 7 o'clock at night on ITV, so do come and join us. They don't need it because they have qualified, but just another chance to get this team together and perhaps see some other players come into the starting lineup. Right, Ian and Karen just alongside me. Karen, tell us about what this game really was all about for the Lionesses.
Job done. It's one of them where you come here off the back of the Euros, it's early in the season, probably haven't had much football, and it's a difficult place, as we said, highs and then coming to the lows potentially with the stadium. It's just about qualification and clean sheet, and they've got the job done.
I think as well, you look at the fitness of the girls at the moment. Half of them are fit, half of them are not fit. It'd be interesting to see how they were trying to get them fit in different like groups in there. And they've done it. They've got through the group that we've seen so convincingly. It's I think it's a great effort coming off the Euros win, and like Lucy said, the Lord Mayor's show. And I think they were very professional today in what they had to do. I thought they were much better when they kept the ball moving. We expect them to be a little bit rusty, but at the end of the day, it was about, like Kaz said there, it's about winning and moving on.
This is nice to see, isn't it? Finally, after all of these games and all of these goals that we're talking about, this team in a huddle coming off the back of the Euros and qualifying for the World Cup 2023, smiles on their faces. And Sarina, in the middle of all of that, she's architected all of this.
Yeah, she's been a game changer for England. She really has. Her record is phenomenal, and what she's brought in, and right, you said they're professional, this performance, and you always mirror your manager and your coach, and that is, every time I think about Sarina Wiegman, professional, classy, and it hasn't been easy coming here. Like we said, it's difficult. The first game after tournament is hard to get yourself back up again, but she's a leader and you mirror her.
The World Cup is going to be a real test, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's the ultimate tournament, you know, and I think we've got the ultimate manager. You know, I think the FA have to take a lot of credit for being able to get her. You know, now, you know, you saw what she's done with the Netherlands and what she's done with us, man management, you know, the way she's dealt with these players, everything what she's done up to this point has been perfect. She's been exactly what you probably get a manager like that for, you know, to take us to the next level. She has taken us to the next level, and, you know, going to the World Cup, you know, we'll be one of the favourites, and, you know, with her at the helm, we should be.
Yeah, we absolutely will be. We'll get more reaction shortly. We have the last World Cup qualifier on Tuesday from a sold-out Stoke. That one is against Luxembourg. It's on ITV at 7 p.m. You can join us three. Ian Wright, Karen Carney are going to be alongside me, Laura Woods, and next on ITV is the start of a brand new season of The Masked Dancer. And Peter Crouch is one of the judges. Stay here on ITV for that. But for all of the reaction from here in Austria, make sure you turn over to ITV now, because we are not going anywhere.